Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about new movies and wrestling. I might just drop the team hating on me, Gene. DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vintage of Bossy. Gonna bring you the best legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, aka Chad D by B. Olymdori.
That was nice. That was
bring it out.
that was really nice, Clark.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Tony, aka Friday the 14th.
Bow!
He scared me a little.
Man, I gotta go change my pants. Hold on, let me go. I'm Hot Mike Chance.
Bars.
Coming,
I go change my pants. I'm Hot Mike Chance, you mother.
Hot Mike Chance, the director, the man, the backbone of this whole operation. I mean, once again, it may not look different to y'all, but it is different to us than
Oh,
the
it's
last.
so much different.
But once again, Chance coming in clutch for the podcast. Once again, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be sitting in the AC right now, and it's so nice.
It's really, really nice, Clark.
Yeah.
We're back to talk another pay-per-view, man. People seem to like these.
Oh yeah.
We're back to talk. We're going to keep this little era going. We the last one we spoke on was SummerSlam 90.
Yep.
Now we're going to skip past Survivor Series because I feel like there's not really it's just
Yeah.
4 big-ass matches.
Yeah,
It's not a lot to really go over.
But I do like the old Survivor Series style better than I do the
The
war
new-
games and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
That is true. Have we ever spoke about Survivor Series?
I think we have.
Once? Okay.
Once a long time ago.
we
I think it
did.
was with
Oh,
BJ.
oh,
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it was a whole like just
Just Survivor
Survivor
Series as a
Series.
whole and
Yeah.
everything. We haven't covered
Any
any
of them.
particular ones yet, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the gobbledygooker at some point.
Shout out to the gobbledygooker. So we're back. We're going to 1991 now. Royal
Yes.
Rumble, my favorite pay-per-view. Not
Yeah.
this particular one, but
Not
just the Royal Rumble in
event.
general is my favorite pay-per-view.
shout out to Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pat Patterson, R.I. to the P. And I got to say, the first 2 Royal Rumbles were really rough.
Yeah.
88 and 89, the first one, of course, was rough because it was the first one, and it was just
It was a
that's
trial.
when Hacksaw won. I
Yeah.
think. Oh,
Hey, oh,
shout out
cross-eyed
to Lazy
man.
Eye. Shout out to
Looking over there.
Did you say cross-eyed Bandicoot?
I didn't say Bandicoot. I did say the cross-eyed part, but
Shout
the
out to
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Throw that up on the screen.
That was an awesome.
PlayStation banger.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Wasn't that with the demo disc? You had that Resident Evil, Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
I could never get that one because it was like real life racing. You had to like
was
actually
horrible racing
brake in those games.
Braking
The
on a
brake
video
button
game.
never.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
It,
gonna
like
put my brakes on in a fucking racing.
like back in the arcade days, like Daytona USA. You remember that game when it tilted with you and everything? The brake button, the brake pedal never got touched.
No, stop.
Get out of here.
But we're back, man. 1991. We're still right smack dab in the heart of the fucking Hulkamania era. And look, we know this. We've already put out a few rants on Hulk Hogan, but I just dropped a new banger on my thoughts on the Hulk Hogan earthquake situation.
Yeah.
Go tune into that.
Yeah.
And shout out again to OSW Review, man.
Yeah.
Yes, they has helped us out big time. We put out a clip of us shouting them out for last week's episode and everything, and they put us on their community page, and it has helped tremendously with that. I mean, so shout out to those
Shout out to
guys.
y'all, man.
Check out their content.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
it's amazing. It's
The only
so
way
good.
I don't even watch. I mean, I have the network to Peacock to watch the
Yeah.
reviews, but it's not fun to just watch it like
No.
that. You have to watch it with them doing the commentary.
It's so funny.
But
It's
shout
so
out to those
great.
guys, man. I appreciate y'all, long time supporter, and I appreciate y'all supporting us. And
Yeah.
Trouble Spirits is in the building. We
Yep.
still got the Gaggle Arresters. We still got Chance.
Marketing
Revolution
matters.
One Media. Marketing matters. Without Chance, this doesn't happen. Let's talk Royal Rumble 91. Damn it, Miami, Florida. How much cocaine do you think was consumed by the WWF.
I don't
in this
think
weekend.
WWF consumed it. I think Roddy Piper consumed
All
every
of
bit of it. Just
Tony Montana was in the building.
You don't think there were
Scarface.
any other partakers of the cocaine?
I don't
No.
think there was enough left.
You think he just did all of it?
Yeah, I think
He was wired, and ready to go.
Old R Pipes, man, he was fucking. Hey, he was. What do they call it? Three
He-
sheets to the wind. What the fuck does that mean anyway?
I don't.
Is that just a redneck saying that we say out here?
It's one of those sayings.
Three
That's
sheets to the
you
wind
know,
last
yeah.
night. What is three sheets of what? Three sheets to the wind. What does that mean?
That's another Southern saying that I've never understood either.
Doesn't make sense.
Finer than frog hair.
I said that today and asked Mel that, and she didn't know. And I was
What's
like,
it
"What
mean?"
does that mean?"
Yeah, my dad. That's a Kent Murphy staple right there. Oh, I'm finer than frog hair. What? What does
First
that
of all, I didn't know frogs had hair.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it
yeah.
saying because it's so? It doesn't matter. Royal Rumble '91 was in Miami, Florida, at the Miami Center. Is that what it's called? Miami. What was it?
Miami Arena.
Yeah,
Miami Arena.
uh,
Real original
ori-
name, guys. Ran out of ideas already. What was the 16,000? It says with the
Yep,
attendance.
yep. With the running time right at what, a 3-hour running time?
Yeah, but it was only 5 matches in the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
There was a dark match that we didn't see. Now we watched it via OSW, and obviously I've seen it multiple
Yeah.
times on the network on Paramount.
I went back and
Peacock,
forth
sorry.
with everything.
And I rented this tape 100 times back in the day as a kid.
I
but
love the
don't know-
artwork from the Coliseum home video for this
Yeah.
one with everybody. It's like
Yeah,
a
that's-
cartoon looking where everybody's like walking.
They're in
I
the
wish they
alley.
do that every
Yeah.
year. I wish they would have never stepped away from that. That was really
Yeah,
cool. But
I love those because you're going through. It's like, oh yeah, there's him there, and everything of it. But yeah, you started off the dark. What did you have the dark? What the dark match was for?
Jerry Sags in a singles bout. Why is that a thing? Why didn't you? Maybe
He's
Knobs-
Hogan's buddy.
No,
Yeah.
Knobs is Hogan's. buddy.
Oh yeah, well that's yeah,
I'm not saying Sags isn't, but Knobs is the one.
yeah.
But maybe Knobs was hurt, and that's why he fought a single match against Sam Houston and won in 5 minutes. I can't believe they deprived the public of this match on the Peacock Network.
What
But,
a shame.
you know, maybe I got to witness that on the Coliseum version, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And we finally get a Rockers match that's worth watching.
Yes.
They actually didn't fuck them off.
Yeah, and this was a banger with, but you did you had the Rockers of course, and then you had the Orient Express with Tanaka and Kaito. Did they say
Kaito.
Kaito?
Yeah.
He was that dude's a
Well, I'm
monster.
pretty sure, didn't the OSW guy say that was like Paul London or something?
They said he wasn't Orient. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
He wasn't an Orient.
Is that the proper word?
He
You
was
said probably not.
disoriented.
Disoriental.
Oh man, WWF was fun back in the day.
Oh, dude,
Going
so-
back and watching it though, very racist in a lot of instances.
Yes.
And as kids back then, you just didn't realize what was racist, and
I think-
also something we're gonna get into tonight. A very risque segment, where
Very.
Yeah.
some stuff was pantomimed and made you think about. Anyway,
Yeah, I haven't watched. Yeah, but yeah, a banger of a match. I thought. I thought it was a good one.
I think it was. You know, like they had the SummerSlam '90 when we watched when Paul bitch ass Roma and Hercules just
that-
beat up Marty Jannetty for
Yeah,
10 minutes.
because Sean was hurt.
Sean's knee was messed up. I'm glad that they, you know, obviously, I think that they may have came back at Survivor Series, but skipping ahead to Rumble '91, it was good to see them actually get some time. They got like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They ended up getting the win over the Orient Express.
Did-
I didn't like this Orient Express as much as the original,
Yeah.
but it was still good. Yeah, Mr. Fuji out there.
This was about a year before the Rockers split up.
Yep.
Almost exactly.
Later
a
on in
year.
this year is when you start
Yeah.
to see the division.
Yep. And I think you can kind of start seeing Shawn Michaels coming out as a star during this, during around this time.
Yeah.
And just like the way that he worked the crowd and stuff like that, you can start seeing a lot of what was going to become the Heartbreak Kid.
I just we go back to it all the time and everything. I just love the tag team work from the early '90s and everything. The especially like the Rockers had their synchronized moves that they did and everything.
Yep.
It was just all around. It was just. But you had clean breakup. I mean, not necessarily clean breakups, but the breakups during the pins and everything were on time. It
It just wasn't a bunch of fucking around,
Yeah.
like a bunch of like
everything had a
messiness.
purpose during the
Yeah.
match and everything during the tag team in the tag team division during that time.
It flowed. Everything made sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like movement for the sake of movement.
Yeah,
Well, and the thing is, too, bro, you got to understand, too, the best wrestlers were the tag team wrestlers.
Yeah.
This,
Heart Foundation,
Yep.
Legion of Doom, Rockers, Demolition, Haku, and Barbarian,
The Orient Express were great.
Orient Express, even the Nasty Boys as the big guys,
And the natural disasters.
Natural
Yeah,
Disasters. And then even this time a little earlier, you had Boss Man and Akeem.
Yeah.
For like the big super heavyweight guys. So you had a lot of good. You had the British Bulldogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even like the ones you couldn't stand, like the Bolsheviks were terrible. The Rougeaus.
Yes. Yeah.
They were a good heel team. But I don't know. That's why I was glad that most of the time the tag team they don't really do a lot with. But
Yep.
you coming off the SummerSlam match, the 2 out of 3 Falls match that we watched on SummerSlam '90 with Heart Foundation and Demolition, and then you have this match to start off. Rockers have been starting off pay-per-views. It seems like the last 3 or 4.
It sets the pace.
Yeah, it's a great pay. I mean, they're a perfect way to start off a pay-per-view in those days and everything.
I think this was a show stealer match. This was my favorite one as far as just wrestling, wrestling.
by
match.
far, it was the best match on the card. By far, and it of course it was the first match of it and everything.
Yep.
And then you had the Big Boss Man versus the Barbarian.
Love
With
both
both-
these guys as wrestlers. I just seeing them fight each other for 14 minutes was
Yeah.
just.
Well,
You didn't need. I get like they base all of it mainly around the Rumble.
Yeah.
Well,
Boss Man's going through the Heenan family right now and everything.
Yeah.
Going through because I forget who he beat at Survivor Series, but then it gets over on the Barbarian and all that stuff. But dude, the Barbarian is just such a beast of a man.
facts.
There were some
beast
stiff shots in
But
this one.
and Boss Man was
Pause.
Boss Man. This was a slimmer Boss Man at this time too, and that shirt wouldn't want to stay buttoned for nothing.
No,
he had
he
that
was
belly
fist
button
popping
gang
out.
all over,
Belly button gang for sure.
all over that one for sure.
And Belly was busting out the seams.
But how long did they get on that match?
14 minutes.
14 minutes for two big old boys to be going.
Yeah, it just wasn't a lot. And I like both of them.
Yeah.
Good workers for both of them guys. but
10
like
minutes is a good max for them.
Yeah,
for
The
guys
crowd-
like that.
especially when certain other people were only getting,
Yeah.
in previous pay-per-views was getting 3 to 5 minutes that were such. I don't know. They formatted this one differently.
Yeah.
I feel like.
The crowd was behind Boss Man pretty good though.
Oh yeah, Boss Man was hot at this time. I mean, he was super.
And you got to think too. There's only 5 matches, but you got to remember there were a couple of very long segments. So we'll talk about the one we were saying earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You had Ultimate Warrior out there on the podium or whatever.
Well, Sherry comes out first with
Sherry's out there.
with Mean Gene talking about how she Macho King deserves a title shot and all that stuff. And then Warrior comes out. The only time ever I've seen him in red, white, and blue attire. Of course,
This is
because
Gulf War time.
it's Gulf War time, and of course he's in the main. Well, no, he's not the main event. He's in the title match against Slaughter, but Warrior comes out and Sherry gets a little provocative in this little segment.
She gets down on them knees, boy.
She's like caressing like all over
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and then Mean Gene has this little microphone down there, coincidentally right there in Warrior's crotch. Where
Classic Mean Gene, all up in somebody's business, just always just trying to be in somebody's business.
Yep, probably
I mean,
getting.
It looked like
getting
Sherry
the
was
scoop
fixing
for
to
the
play a
hotline.
number on the skin flute in front of all these people. There was kids in the front row. I was like, I can't. This is like Attitude Era shit before that was ever, 10 years before.
I
that
didn't
was
remember that as a kid.
No. And then my thing is, it's like Warrior's the baby face, and he's like, I'm not going to give Savage a shot. That makes him look like a bitch, though.
Yeah. No.
And it's like, okay, you're not going to listen to her advances, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you're not going to give Macho Man a whatever.
But yeah, there like you said, there are a ton of little segments with backstage promo. Jake has a great promo back in with Mean Gene at that time. Yeah. And then is it him and Martel? Or that's the beginning of their little feud and everything.
Well, like the OSW guys were talking about, like every single promo, it's the same thing. 30 men throwing you over the top.
Yeah.
It's like they tell them certain bullet points to hit, and they all just say the same exact thing. But was this the one when Smash was like looking in the mirror, like
Yes,
yelling at them?
if Crush gets in my way, he's going out too.
Shout out Gary Darso, bro. Classic characters: Smash from Demolition, Repo Man,
Yep.
two of the greatest of all time. He played him great though. Shout out Gary Darso.
Yeah. I mean,
But then talking about that segment with Warrior and Sherry and all that, the championship match is Ultimate Warrior and Sergeant Slaughter. Right?
In the middle of the card.
Middle of the card. And going back and watching it and really thinking about it, the fact that they were able to make everybody believe Sergeant Slaughter was a top heel
Yeah.
is insane to me.
Yeah.
Looking back at it.
G.I. Joe, Sergeant Slaughter. He was all over, just real American hero.
Well, he had never been.
No, never been a heel.
Well, and he had never been at the top of cards, even on the
Yeah.
other places, right? He was just an attraction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's it.
He was the G.I. Joe guy. He
Yeah.
was an attraction. The kids loved him, whatever. And then, like, the whole thing, I'm going to make him an Iraqi sympathizer. And it's like, oh, my God, bro. Like, the stuff they were doing. And then, of course, all that stuff that they did ended up fucking off their big arena, for WrestleMania 7, which
yeah.
we'll get into next week. But the match didn't even get as long as Warlord or Barbarian and Boss Man, bro. I got 12 minutes.
Terrible.
Not good, man.
No.
Yep.
Sergeant Slaughter, he just the fact that and I believed it.
Oh yeah.
He's yelling. He's
he
got
had-
that big ass chin. Scared
He
the
had
shit
some
out of his
heat.
little kid.
Yeah, he had the heat.
He had
but I mean,
nitrous heat.
I mean, because this was 91. We're 8 years old at this time and everything. Of course, I hate this dude. But going back and watching it again, holy moly.
Terrible. And then the best part of the match is when Macho Man came down there and hit Warrior with the scepter.
Yeah, and then goes running off.
Yep.
Just hit and run, literally.
I tell you what, I do like how, especially early on in the match when Macho Man came in and put a beat down, like out there by the entranceway and put the quick, and then was gone. And they didn't gloat or anything around that. He just beat him up and then came back. I do like how they did that.
No, for sure.
But yeah, that was the best part of it.
Yeah, and then obviously, when that happened, Sergeant Slaughter wins the title.
Yeah, the
And
purple
it's-
title.
Yeah, it's like going back. It's like, man, as a kid, you're not thinking about the technically sound. Who's a good wrestler? It's all strictly characters when you're a kid.
Oh yeah,
It's all like, what characters do you like? Which ones do you not like? Because you're at the core of your wrestling fandom. So it's like it's about. Mm-hmm. Like as you get older, obviously you're like, oh, this guy. And back then it really wasn't so much about the wrestling as it was the characters.
Exactly.
Now it's more about the wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this was a terrible championship
Anyway,
match. One of the worst championship matches.
I agree. I
mean, up until this point.
I completely agree. It's just absolutely garbage, and it knowing that Slaughter is just a placeholder till
looking back, looking at it now, you're like, well, yeah, he was just holding it because you couldn't have Hogan Warrior 2 again.
And have Hogan go, which you think they would have to have, and then have Hogan go over in Hogan Warrior Part 2 and then have the third match, but I'm sure Hogan stiff-armed the company. I mean, not Hogan, Warrior stiff-armed the company and was wanting all the top money and all that kind of stuff. So
Well, you got to think they were trying to cash in on that war stuff, and it didn't work for Hogan and Warrior to do that against each other.
No.
Next match was another terrible match. You had the
Throwaway
Mountie.
match.
The debut of the Mountie.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love the Mountie. Like as far as like a terrible heel, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, clearly
Poor Coco
again. Coco be more of the job, man.
Had the shock stick.
Even then, you gave him 9 minutes. Like you got 9 minutes for that. But I mean, it was awful.
Yeah, Coco always getting shit on.
Yeah, he's just the job guy. And here we go again. Moving on to the next match. You had $1 Million Man and Virgil against Dusty Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. And here again, you've got top talent Dusty Rhodes.
Yep.
And you put him in a fucked over mixed or tag team gimmick ass match at a big pay-per-view.
Yep.
You just did it with him and Sapphire, the previous year against Macho Man and Sherry. Then there was the other fucked off match he was in. He got 2 minutes with Macho Man that time.
Yep.
You're just not doing nothing with Dusty. And you put him in there with his son. And this is the whole deal where the arc of Virgil and Ted DiBiase being super condescending and racist to him, which was all Vince McMahon's doing.
Oh, yeah. That's all Vince right there.
Kiss my shoes, you fucking peasant. Like, oh, my God, bro. This shit was crazy to go back and watch.
Yeah. Yeah, beyond. But and then a cheap, was it a roll-up?
Yeah.
That Dusty gets beat at the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
a cheap little roll up. And then off to the because Dusty and I think Dustin both left for WCW right after this.
They said that I want to say they said that Dusty won the title in WCW like less than a year later.
You could tell that Dusty was on the way out on this one.
Yeah,
like he was getting close to the end of his run for sure.
Yeah, and this is when Dustin Rhodes was just white meat baby face Dustin Rhodes, and he was just really bad.
Yeah.
It's just because his character was just not. It was nothing. It was just him.
Yeah. But then after the match, of course, you have the whole Virgil. and $1 Million Man breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finally you see, and bless Virgil's heart, R.I.P. That man didn't have an ounce of charisma.
None at all. And then because they put him with Piper to get him ready for Mania and everything.
And he couldn't talk. Like when he talked, he had like an speech impediment or something. He just couldn't talk on camera real well.
It just didn't work.
No, but the crowd loved it. I
He
can't say it
got a
didn't
pop.
work because it did.
It got a huge pop.
It did, but like looking back on it, it aged like milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, just completely
a waste.
Taking Dusty away for 2 years of his career just to use him and abuse him.
It just sucks so bad. But once again, that's Vince on his high horse saying, I ain't gonna let somebody that's not my property come over here and be successful. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck.
Cody Rhodes is lucky that he got the championship.
Yeah.
Well, it's
being a Rhodes.
Well, it's after Vince was gone.
Yep.
Vince is gone. That's a huge key to it.
Very true.
But then we come to the big daddy of it all, the Royal Rumble itself.
Very boring Rumble.
It was. We had 30 contestants in this one, led off with Bret Hart and Dino Bravo to lead off this one.
Yeah, and
it was a slow.
There wasn't a lot of notable spots in this.
There are no big spots. I mean, you had. I think the biggest spots were when Earthquake came in.
Yeah.
He was, I believe,
22nd.
Earthquake was 22nd.
Yeah, and he was before Hogan.
Yeah.
Undertaker. Now the most probably Undertaker's entrance and everything was pretty memorable because this the first time he comes down to the ring with Paul Bearer.
Mm-hmm.
No,
wait a minute. It says Earthquake came in at 22, but then he really came in at 29. Then it says Tugboat was supposed to come in at 30, and he came in at 22.
Because number 18 was the contestant for number 18 did not come in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was supposed to be Macho
Man never came in
because he got chased off by Warrior.
Yeah,
and everything in the locker room.
He was banging on the locker. Yeah, okay.
And all that stuff. But I mean, there was no really big spots.
No,
in this.
I mean, you had Rick Martel lasted the longest in this year's run. It was 52 minutes. I think he lasted. And Greg the Hammer Valentine was second. Greg Valentine lasted 45 minutes, bro.
Sitting in there was a lot of stalling sitting in corners.
Yeah, and I remember the Undertaker was. Is this the one when the Undertaker was doing all them choke spots? Where he was just
where
like
he's rolling his eyes back. That's the first
all
time
he was doing the whole time he was in there.
That, like I said, there was just corner spot after corner spot after just holding people up. There's just nothing flashy about this Rumble at all.
The most eliminations looks like Martel had 4. Of course, Hogan had 7.
Okay. And what number he come in at? Number 24?
24.
And had 7 eliminations. Of course. So that sounds about Hogan.
Classic Hogan. You know, he won last year. Won in Rumble number 90. And
first person to win 2 in a row. Or
yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah. And this one just... There's not a lot to talk about in the Rumble, man. The last 2 was him and Earthquake.
Yeah.
He eliminated Earthquake, of course.
And it was sloppy. It was so sloppy.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
But of course, it's all setting up for a Mania 7. I mean, it's held in Los Angeles. It's USA versus everybody. Blah blah blah. But it just did not hit. Like I said, as much as it hurts going back and watching these, they just don't hit like they did when I was younger. But like you said earlier in the episode too, being older now and everything, you watch more for the wrestling than the characters. Back when we were kids, it's the characters that caught our attention and everything. And of course, as an 8-year-old kid, I was stoked that Hogan won this Rumble. But yeah, it's rough. It's really rough.
It's bad, man. This is another one that would probably get like a 5 overall.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd give it a 5. I like the first match. The title
that
match was dog shit. The Rumble was boring. No, I guess I'd give it a 4 because the only match that's actually good on this card
was the tag match.
Was the Rockers match.
Yeah. It'd be middle of the pack for me on this one because it's just, like I said, and especially now knowing what Hogan is and who he is as a person, it affects it even more too. Watching him now,
yep,
because you can't cheer for the son of a bitch because he's a piece of shit. That's all he is. He's a piece of shit of a person, and you can't cheer for that.
It won't work for me, brother.
It ain't gonna work for me, brother. What do you think?
I'm right there with y'all.
Well,
Hulk Hogan is a real piece of you know what. No, but as far as the pay-per-view goes, I think like 5 is being generous.
Yeah.
But I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do, but they just didn't pull it off.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know. With it being so like in the 90s and everything, I guess they're not as advanced as I mean, these were monsters of men, but they just weren't ain't that's the Southern coming out, athletic wise, just ain't on the par as guys nowadays. Even though these guys, there's size in them, but I mean, it's just the way these guys move now compared to those guys. I mean, you still had your Bret Harts, you had your Shawn Michaels and all that, but it was the land of the giants back then, and it was some stiff-ass giants.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, y'all comment below. Let us know what y'all thought of Royal Rumble 91. And again, we appreciate all the support. We'll hit y'all next week. We're going to be talking WrestleMania 7.
Yes.
So we're going to kind of continue, where we left off from here. We'll pick up with next week's episode to keep the little theme going with the Hogan Hulkamania run.
Yeah, buddy. Want to shout out to sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution 1, Media, the Gaggle Wrestlers, all the new subscribers that subscribe and all that jazz. Hit the thumbs up. Hit comment down below. Help us out with engagement, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your buddies, all that good stuff.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and drink your milk.
Yep.
And don't write a letter.
Said so.
Yep.
Hit that bow. Bow. We out this motherfucker.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance, Georgia team hating on me. Gene, BJ the DJ keeps the party going.